horrifying nightmares, hearing voices, and forever changing the way you take a shower. These movies are all fiction, but the drastic effects they had on their stars were all too real. Adrien Brody's role as Władysław Szpilman in the 2002 film The Pianist skyrocketed his career to new heights. While the actor's performance won him the Academy Award for Best Actor in a Leading Role, it also took a toll on Brody's mental health. When The Pianist debuted, the actor candidly spoke about the troubles he faced after filming Wrapped. He spent hours a day playing piano in preparation for the role and lost 30 pounds in order to accurately portray the character. To further prepare, he moved to Europe and lived fairly simply. He shared with the BBC in 2003. "I gave up my apartment, I sold my car, I disconnected the phones, and I left. I took 2 bags and my keyboard and moved to Europe." After changing his life that drastically, it was a major adjustment to come back home. Over a decade later, Brody continues to discuss his experience with the project. He said at the Locarno Film Festival in 2017, "I was depressed for a year after The Pianist. I was very disturbed by what I embraced and of the awareness that it opened up in me. But how much these things take from you changes project to project." Anne Hathaway is easily one of the most well-known actors working today, but a lot of people don't know the toll one of her characters took on her. Her role as Fantine in the 2012 film adaptation of Les Miserables meant a great deal to her because her mother was once part of a touring production of the musical. However, that didn't stop the preparation for filming and its aftermath from impacting her negatively. Hathaway's preparation included losing 25 pounds through a cleanse and a diet limited to oatmeal paste. She told Vogue, "I had to be obsessive about it. The idea was to look near death. Looking back on the whole experience, and I don't judge it in any way, it was definitely a little nuts." Her dedication to the character resulted in an Oscar-winning performance, but it also left a lingering mark on her. She went on to tell Vogue, "I was in such a state of deprivation, physical and emotional. When I got home, I couldn't react to the chaos of the world without being overwhelmed. It took me weeks till I felt like myself again." Bill Skarsgård has now become known for his characters in horror movies, but it was his performance as Pennywise in the recent movie adaptations It and It Chapter 2 that cemented him as a powerful force in the game.
"Oh, well, I'm Pennywise the dancing clown."
He terrified audiences with his portrayal of one of Stephen King's scariest creations, but not without some lasting impacts. In an interview with Entertainment Weekly, Skarsgård discussed becoming Pennywise, saying, "I liken every character that I do to a relationship that you're in. Pennywise and Bill go into this sort of relationship together. It's just like being in a very destructive relationship." Though he enjoyed playing Pennywise, after filming, the actor had trouble getting the character out of his head. He said, "I was home, done with the movie, and I started having very strange and vivid Pennywise dreams. Every night he came and visited. Although he wasn't too disturbed by seeing the clown in his dreams, he was understandably relieved to break up with the character, as it were." He explained, "I likened it to an exorcism, him exiting my body and getting rid of the Pennywise toxins." Daniel Day-Lewis is known for portraying some of the most vicious, iconic characters in history, but it was Reynolds Woodcock, a dressmaker, that put him into such a depression that he gave up acting. He prepared for the role in 2017's Phantom Thread by watching fashion shows from the 1940s and 50s, shadowing industry professionals, and even making his own garments. He dived into the creative process audiences see the character struggle with on screen, and he did this without knowing it would be his final role. Day-Lewis shared with W Magazine that something happened on the set to both him and director Paul Thomas Anderson. He said, "I do know that Paul and I laughed a lot before we made the movie, and then we stopped laughing because we were both overwhelmed by a sense of sadness. That took us by surprise. We didn't realize what we had given birth to. It was hard to live with, and still is." In the summer of 2017, just months before Phantom Thread was released, Day-Lewis released a statement that he would no longer be acting. Day-Lewis hasn't explained exactly what it was about the film that caused him to give up his career. He has admitted he hasn't seen the film, and he doesn't plan to, adding, "Not wanting to see the film is connected to the decision I've made to stop working as an actor, but it's not why the sadness came to stay. That happened during the telling of the story, and I don't really know why." Jamie Foxx's portrayal of Ray Charles in the biopic Ray is one of his most acclaimed roles, earning him the Academy Award for Best Actor. While Ray cemented Foxx's place in the industry and is his most awarded role to date, aspects of filming caused the actor to have panic attacks. Director Taylor Hackford had Foxx's eyelids glued shut for filming, and he wore prosthetics of damaged eyelids to mimic Charles's appearance. Foxx shared with the New York Times, "Imagine having your eyes glued shut for 14 hours a day. That's your jail sentence." The actor struggled with this situation during the first 2 weeks of production. He felt claustrophobic and had panic attacks, and also couldn't see, a fact that other cast and crew members forgot about.
You have any idea how it feels to go blind? And still be afraid of the dark. And every day you sit there and pray just for a little light and you don't get nothing.
Foxx also lost 30 pounds from a combination of fasting, dieting, and working out to mimic Charles's appearance from liver disease. He said, "There was a period of about 4 days when I was like, what the hell is going on with my body and my mind?" Jim Carrey is a comedy star, but that doesn't mean he hasn't dipped his toes into more dramatic waters. The 1999 biographical dramedy Man on the Moon is evidence of that. Carrey stars as Andy Kaufman, an entertainer struggling to find his place in the industry. Pouring himself into the role, Carrey opted to stay in character the entire time of production, even behaving in ways on set that he wasn't proud of. He later told the Los Angeles Times, "Somewhere in the background, there's a little piece of Jim going, 'Oh no, you're not going to do that,' but I was just along for the ride." Because he lived as the character for 4 months, the actor found himself in something of an existential crisis.
I'm Batman.
He went on saying, "I was looking back at myself and going, what the hell do I believe? That was a process. It's disconcerting at first because it's a death. Sooner or later, I'm going to ascend out of that belief and understand none of this is who I am."
We don't want people to think Jim's an asshole.
Kate Winslet is known for a variety of roles, but playing Hannah Schmitz in The Reader was one of her hardest characters. It won her the Academy Award for Best Actress in a Leading Role, marking her first win after 5 previous acting nominations. The preparation she went through to be able to play Hannah, from Holocaust research to dialect training, is something that was a troubling experience for her. The Reader is based on the book of the same name. Winslet shared in an interview with HuffPost in 2009 that she felt that there were high expectations on her to properly capture Hannah, from her dialect to her illiteracy. To prepare, the actor immersed herself in research on the time period. She said, "Once you see documentary footage of the camp, you read anything on the Holocaust, you can never unsee those things. You can never unhear, unread them. I'm still absolutely haunted and traumatized by so much of what I saw during the preparation process." Janet Leigh's career spanned over 5 decades, but people will always remember her performance as Marion Crane in Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho as the one that put her on the map. The shower scene is easily one of the most recognizable moments in all of cinema, even to this day. The actor agreed. In fact, she was just as traumatized by the scene as the audience. Discussing how she lived her life differently after filming Wrapped, she told Ed Gross in 1984, "I stopped taking showers and I only take baths. I make sure the doors and windows of the house are locked. I also leave the bathroom door open and shower curtain open. I'm always facing the door, watching, no matter where the shower head is." Besides that, she also received a lot of frightening fan mail. She continued, "I really got a lot of letters where they told me that they were going to do the same thing to me that Norman Bates did to Marion Crane." The authorities got involved, and fortunately, the frequency of the letters eventually died down. One of Natalie Portman's best-known roles is Nina Sayers in Black Swan. The story follows a young ballet dancer trying to prove herself, though she is competing against another dancer who embodies the Black Swan better than her. Portman went through intense preparation before filming, including a year of ballet training several hours a day, and a restrictive diet that caused her to lose 20 pounds. The actor shared with Entertainment Weekly, "There were some nights that I thought I literally was going to die. It was the first time I understood how you could get so wrapped up in a role that it could sort of take you down." During training and filming, Portman endured several injuries, including a head injury that required an MRI, her toenails falling off, and a dislocated rib. After production finished, the actor struggled to reacclimate to normal life. She told MTV, "I definitely felt both physical and mental aftershocks from the experience. It was the first thing I've ever done that was this physically demanding on top of an emotionally demanding part." Tom Hanks is a prolific actor with nearly 100 acting roles to date. But it sounds like, out of all of them, one of his most challenging films was Castaway. Hanks plays Chuck Noland, a man trying to survive on an island with only a volleyball named Wilson for company.
They may never find us.
In an interview with Graham Benzinger, Hanks said that there were times during the production when he wasn't quite acting, noting that he could actually hear the volleyball speaking to him.
When Wilson was born, I had dialogue with him, and I heard his dialogue in my head. I know.
He added that the nature of the film, just one man on a deserted island, started getting to him after a while.
I did go crazy because I never had a day, off. I never had a shot off. I was never off camera for anything.
Hanks also had to lose a lot of weight for the role. Director Robert Zemeckis had the idea to split production into 2 parts. Hanks stuck to his normal weight for the first part, but for the second, after Noland has been on the island for 4 years, Hanks spent over a year dropping 55 pounds.